Hi everybody, welcome to our Sunday Live with me, Dr. Jo Ward from ZENii. Today we're going to be talking to a dear friend of mine, Octavia. She knows everyone in beauty and she has been a PR in beauty for many years. I haven't actually seen her for about a year or so it'll be great to chat to her, but hello everyone, thank you for joining. It'll be great to chat to her, and she has some really specific skincare concerns that she wants to talk about. Let her in. This should really appeal to those of you that are struggling with certain issues. So hi Octavia.
Hello my love.
You're looking great.
Why, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, no, thank you. You're my skin guru. I need you right now. I mean, this has been a year where I haven't seen you, and I've got some serious questions I need to ask you.
Oh, fabulous. Well, we'll definitely cover it all. I just gave a little introduction about how amazing you are and how you know beauty inside out and you have worked in beauty for a long time. But today is all about some of your concerns, isn't it? So let's kick off by you telling everybody some of your concerns and the journey that lockdown has been for you, because it's not been easy for anybody, has it?
No.
So fire away.
So, well, you know, I have been in beauty a long time, but I'm always learning. And, and as you know, we've been working together for a while and I've known you for a long time. Lockdown for me has been quite strange. I've literally spent a year by myself and not wearing any makeup, literally wearing my pajamas, doing Zooms every now and again. But one thing I've noticed is I've got three key areas that I'm slightly worried about. One is my jaw. I suddenly, my pores are, I've suddenly noticed that they're much larger than they were before. This could be for another reason as well, which we're going to go, and I know we're going to talk about later. Yeah. Because the rest of my skin, I've found a way, or it's started to look amazing, and we'll talk about that later because that's all to do with supplements. But I've noticed that the contrast is that my jaw, I'm getting a lot of large pores.
Okay.
So that's the first one. Second one is my jowls. My skin isn't getting much thinner here. So I wanted to know if there was any advice that you could give me, any products or treatments that might be able to help with those.
Yeah.
And then the most important one for me is my eyes. So I've been blessed with big eyes. They've always been my best feature. But I've realized that over the last sort of year or so, they've now sort of become much more high maintenance. I think, well, you'll be able to tell me why, but keeping them nice and hydrated, managing, these areas is becoming more difficult. So again, I need your help.
Well, from here, you look amazing. Doesn't everyone agree? But yeah, the skin around the eyes is very fragile and does need extra special care. So we'll definitely talk about that. And was there another concern that you still had, or was it jawline, pores and eyes that you want to cover? Those three?
That's, yeah, for me.
Okay. Well, let's start with your pores, because I think that is a really big concern for lots of us. Large pores, pores that you can see can be really difficult to manage. So the first thing I do with all of my patients is make sure they're on really good exfoliation. Look, everyone's saying Octavia looks amazing. I totally agree. So my two go-to, I won't make it too complicated because we could, you could talk about all kinds of ingredients, but if I had to keep things simple for you and choose two things, I would put you onto a salicylic exfoliator because it's absolutely amazing for deep exfoliation of your pores. What you don't want to do is allow your pores to collect a lot of cellular debris, which they will over the course of a day, weeks, months and years if you don't exfoliate. Your skin turns over every 4 to 6 weeks and you don't want your pores filling with lots of cellular debris, makeup, pollution and oil. So salicylic in an exfoliator, a 2% would be ideal, so quite strong, but if you were to use that daily, I think that would really help make sure that your pores aren't all kind of expanding and filling up with lots of debris. So cleanse and exfoliate, real hallmarks of great skin. And then the other thing I suggest for everybody with you know, visible pores is retinol. Retinol is just amazing. It helps with the salicylic to make sure that your pores aren't gathering lots of cellular debris. Retinol upregulates your skin cell cycle as well, so it's kind of making your skin behave like a young skin. Retinol is anti-aging in its own right. It's an antioxidant in its own right. I mean, it's a pretty multitasking ingredient. It's great.
One
so
thing
those two would be great. Yes.
With retinol, I think I was using too much. I started using it at the beginning of lockdown. I think everybody did this. I had so much time on my hands. I'm going to have a serious skincare routine. So I was spending time on myself. Oh, all of a sudden, after about a week, my skin started looking worse. Right. So then I had to rein back a little bit. And I think that for me is when I sort of stopped using it. So how would you suggest that I move on with that? How often should I use it?
Yeah, so the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that with retinol, it's got to be a slow journey. People are racing to get those anti-aging benefits, but you've got to go slow. If your skin is naive to retinol, if you haven't used it before, you need to know that maybe twice a week is enough in the first instance. Small amounts, just a pea size of retinol. So this is retinol. So if I was to show you, literally a small amount, and then increase slowly. Yeah. I mean, my skin has used retinol for years, so I can take lots of it, but it's taken many years to get that tolerance, excuse me, to the skin. So I think the trick with retinol is use it slowly and gently and increase ever so slowly as your skin adjusts to it, because it will. Your skin will adjust to it. In the beginning, when you first use retinol, or if you overuse it, which maybe you did, yeah. Oh, your skin will be peeling, flaking, rough. It will look a little bit kind of shriveled and withered, and it really won't look its best. It won't look plump and dewy and luminous. So retinol's always been a love-hate product for women and men. That's why we made, you know, with our one, it's a slow release retinol. So there are newer technologies that have come through that are even easier to use because you don't have nearly as much irritation. But even so, there's a slow journey. So those two I put you on, and I'd just say go slow and then have a great hydrator like a hyaluronic, just for those days when you have used retinol and your skin is a little bit drier. But if you push on through, retinol is just, you know, a true hero ingredient in terms of skincare.
Okay, great. I will do that.
Yeah, so back on it.
Okay, great. So what about the next problems?
So your eyes?
Yes,
eyes. Okay.
please.
So your eyes, the skin around the eyes, upper and lower, and everything around here is about 10 times thinner than your skin elsewhere. And therein lies the problem. We have to look after the skin around the eyes from a young age because it's so thin, it's so vulnerable to the effects of accelerated aging. A lot of people forget to put their sun protector around the eyes. So of course, if you don't bring your protector up around here, it's going to get a lot of UV exposure. It's going to get a lot of kind of screen and HEV exposure. And then obviously, because it's so fragile anyway, it can dehydrate very quickly. So, and also we lose a little bit of our fat pads in the kind of mid faces as we age as well. So maybe one thing that I would do is put you onto a hyaluronic, but use it differently. So overnight, what you could do is take a hyaluronic. So I thought we had one here, but I haven't got one. And then I would almost use it like a mask. I would press all over the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid and almost just gently place it liberally so you can really feel it on the skin.
So it's almost like a mask.
Yeah, like that, and then go to sleep with it, and just slowly through the night your skin will just absorb it. If it's thirsty, it will just absorb it and it will penetrate nicely. A really like an ultra low molecular weight one would be beautiful, and you'll notice such a difference when you wake up.
Okay, great. Because I've always, look, my eyes, my eye sockets are so big. At the top of my finger is where my eye socket is. So it's this whole area. It doesn't even, it's not just even slightly underneath. It literally comes so far down. It's, yeah, I can really see it. I can see, yeah.
You look wonderful to me. I mean, I don't see any sign of a tear trough or anything. So we call this area a tear trough. And you know, you can, you know, if they ever get really deep, you can use things like very light, very elegant dermal fillers to just gently lift the tissue and to place, you know, with a needle, some hyaluronic acid into that area. But I don't think you're there yet. I think just a really deep hyaluronic serum hydration treatment would work in the first instance.
Great. Okay. And then the next one is obviously my jowls. So tell me about these, because my skin is starting to get much, much thinner, weirdly enough, on the bottom of my jaw, which I'm noticing here.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a common area that people complain. So often in our late 20s, our 30s, we see the lines and wrinkles here first. And people always come to me in clinic and say, well, I can see all these lines, you know, what can I do? And of course, the first thing I say is, well, you need really good protective skincare. That's number one. Before we do any in-clinic or in-office treatments, the first thing is to commit to a really good routine and regime. Then it flips. Then the lower face. For people like you and me in our 40s, the lower face is often then what people focus on. It's the jowling, it's the loss of volume. Yeah, the loss of volume in the cheeks means that our face often descends and drops, and we get the kind of jowling, marionettes, etc. What I would recommend for you, obviously, is eating really well, and I know you do. You're great with your food, because people forget that food is your cellular fuel. You know, nourish yourself and you'll be nourishing your skin. It's so important. I think people think that you can just take the shortcut of skincare and doing treatments, but it really goes back to basics. You know, eat well, look after yourself, don't smoke, don't drink. You know, exercise. All of those things are really, really important for all of our tissues and organs inside us. And the skin is your largest organ of them all. And it's a very physiologically active organ. It's replacing itself all the time. So I know you do that bit really well. And then this is why we were planning, weren't we, to do a treatment for you to tighten your skin.
Before lockdown.
Yes, unfortunately, we haven't got round to doing it. So anyone that's listening, we were just going to do some really nice radio frequency skin tightening for Octavia. I regularly have radio frequency just to keep everything tight and taut and just to really stimulate the collagen. And we were going to do that for you, but we couldn't. So we did the next best thing, in that I started you on some collagen supplements and ProHydrate, which is our hyaluronic acid supplement. Yes. So, I mean, it's never going to compare to a deep in-clinic treatment, but I know you got on really well with it. So tell us about that.
So this is, I mean, I have to say, I've said this to a few people over the last couple of weeks, because, and I will admit that I think the delay in me actually seeing the difference was pretty much my own fault, because obviously we've been through a pretty shit year. Hands up, I may have drunk a little bit too much over lockdown. I may have turned to, you know, the cookie jar and sugar. So when I completely, you know, stopped doing all of that, I took myself off sugar. I did my own little dry December. Oh my God, I suddenly started seeing such a difference in my skin. And this is where I think the issues with my large pores came from. My skin feels and looks amazing. My cheeks are so dewy. My forehead, I mean, I can't even see a line there. I can see such benefits from the supplements that I've been taking. I've been taking the collagen and the hyaluronic acid supplements, which you can talk about in a second. But it's taken a bit of time to see that difference. And I admit that after the first, I think, 8 weeks, I could see my nails getting stronger, which gave me the inkling that they were working. So my mum, for example, has got the most beautiful nails. They are white. They, you know, she always looks like she's had a professional manicure. Mine are disgusting. I swear, all I have to do is type on a keyboard and they flake off. But weirdly, well, not weirdly, because this is what happens. All of a sudden, I looked like I'd had a professional manicure. They were so white. I could file them. They looked amazing. So I knew it was working. But in terms of seeing the difference on my face, it's taken quite a long time. So why is that? Why has it taken longer? And bearing in mind, I admit that, you know, probably alcohol and sugar have had something to do with it.
Alcohol and sugar have a lot to do with it, Octavia. So it all comes down to collagen. So collagen is really, really important. It's the main structural protein in our skin. As we age, we lose collagen, and it's thought we lose it about 1% per year from our mid-20s onwards. So that decline starts actually relatively early. Now, there's several things that damage collagen. One is UV radiation. Another one is alcohol. So guess what? Lots of people were drinking a little bit more alcohol in lockdown. So lots of people probably did notice that their skin looked a bit more dehydrated. I mean, at the end of the day, alcohol is a toxin. It turns into a metabolite called acetaldehyde, which is really toxic stuff. So unfortunately, the alcohol definitely didn't help. And if you were eating high sugar as well, which a lot of people tend to do when they drink alcohol, it almost makes us a bit disinhibited with our food choices as well. And so we generally let go a bit. So often then you notice people eating more processed foods and definitely more sugar. Well, sugar causes something called glycation, which is another way that the collagen protein is damaged. So if you're drinking alcohol and eating more sugar than normal, but also trying to take your collagen supplement, it's going to, you know, you're really holding your body back a little bit, because the alcohol and the sugar will be causing glycation and damage to the collagen, and you're trying to replenish it by taking a supplement. So if you can take the alcohol and the sugar away, and I know it's not easy, and we've all had a very difficult time. I think right now people are incredibly bored as well. So it's much easier to go to the fridge habitually over and over again, isn't it? And to take a drink and things like that. But the collagen supplements, I mean, I would normally say when I start people on them, and it has to be a 10,000 milligram dose, I would normally say, give it 4 to 8 weeks. I need you to be in your next skin cycle to really see the results. And normally people do. They'll come back and they'll go, look, my nails or my hair, or I really see it in my skin. But there are other people who notice it in their hip joints and their knee joints. So it's got, you know, full spectrum benefit, which is really nice.
See, this is what I love about the beauty supplements, and, you know, especially with collagen and the hyaluronic acid. And I am completely sold. I think it must take a little bit of time for it to be able to work through your body, but it's not just looking after your face, it's looking after everything.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too that I love is, you know, topical skincare is great, you apply it, but also I've noticed that my skin's looking quite good too. So it's like, it's almost like a full body treatment that you're taking. I'm absolutely obsessed with them now. I will not ever stop taking them because I can see such a difference. Are they great for everybody, or do they? Are there certain people that can't take them, or are they not good for certain people?
Yeah. So we get this all the time. I would never tell anyone who's pregnant or breastfeeding to take them. Frankly, the levels are too high. You know, if you're formulating for pregnancy, you would use totally different levels of vitamins and things like that, because you've got to think not only of mum, but baby as well. So that is a totally different formulation. So whenever anyone that's pregnant or breastfeeding asks if they can take our Skin Fusion, because obviously it's incredibly appealing to have some collagen support in pregnancy, we always have to say no. So you shouldn't take them if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Our Skin Fusion has lots of other vitamins, antioxidants and minerals. So the only other thing I would say is double check that you're not also taking more in a multivitamin or something like that, because I formulated Skin Fusion, our collagen drink, really to be a standalone. It's your collagen and all your vitamins and minerals that you need in a day. So you've got everything there. It's super easy. And then we've got a powder collagen, because some people they really can't deal with any taste to their supplements, and some people like smoothies and they like to bake with their supplements. So we've got variety. I don't think you can get a high enough dose by taking capsules in collagen. You'd probably end up taking about 20 a day to get to 10,000 milligram, which is why we have focused on liquid and powders for our formulations.
So there's another question I wanted to ask you, and I do want to do a little bit of research on this as well. So as you know,
Yes.
as well as, you know, looking after you, I also, I've been in hair for, what, 25 years?
Yes.
That tells you my age, doesn't it, really? But one thing which has completely blown me away is, ever since I've been taking the supplements, I had my colour redone when we could open back in August. I haven't touched my hair color or anything else since then. I've noticed that my regrowth is much less than, probably about 80% less. I hardly have any compared to normal. Is collagen helping my hair growth and helping that side of me as well?
Yeah, so it helps hair, skin, nails, joints and bones, because all of those things have collagen as part of their protein structure. So it actually, so the way it works is when you take collagen, and it has to be orally, so I should make that clear that we're talking about supplements, so oral supplements. Collagen's too large a molecule for you to put it onto your skin and to have any effect on your fibroblast cells, which are the cells that create collagen. So it has to be taken orally. It has to be low molecular weight. It's too big a molecule. So the way we prepare it is that it's low molecular weight and it's hydrolyzed, which means we break it down into small bioavailable peptides, and then it has to have the right combination of amino acids. I'll spare you the really heavy science, but those things are really important in your formulation, and commercial preparations are all very different. So our one, the ZENii Skin Fusion and the ZENii Pro Collagen, are prepared in that way because I'm very specific about my ingredients. So if you take it orally, it then, when it hits the gut, the wall is very thin. It's actually only a couple of cells thick. It will then, because it's a very small molecular weight, it then diffuses across to reach the bloodstream, which is here, and then it's carried around the body. So that's why you get these kind of systemic results. You get hair, skin, nails, joints, bones. Somebody here's asking about, would it maybe help with my hip pain? Absolutely, it's worth trying. So many people get great joint benefit from using our collagen. So I think it would definitely be worth it. But yeah, you're right. It's not just your skin, your hair and your nails. You see great results as well. And it's just helping pores in so many different ways, the aging process of all of these kind of tissues and proteins.
So in terms of, okay, so I'm obsessed, as now I'm absolutely obsessed with supplements, and in my head I'm thinking that I would rather invest in a great supplement than a topical skincare, or I'd rather prioritize rather on a great supplement and obviously my diet, because the two are mutually combined.
Yeah.
In terms of topical collagen products, you've just sort of covered them, but in terms of topical hyaluronic acid and collagen, which really are the two key anti-aging elements that we're all, you know, that to support our skin, and or what's the difference between oral and topical? How does that?
Well, let's start with hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is an amazing ingredient. It's a uber hydrator for the skin. It's a real buzzword. I formulate with it all the time. I love it. It's got to be low molecular weight as well so that it can penetrate deeply into the skin, but it draws water to the skin. So it's like a sponge. It allows your skin to hold on to and to maintain its water and its hydration content. High hyaluronic acid alongside collagen and elastin is lost as we age. So all three of these are going constantly down. So a high hyaluronic acid serum topically is lovely. It really is. But it's got a short half-life. So you have to put it on the skin morning and evening, morning and evening, morning and evening if you're using it in a serum. And again, low molecular weight. If you are going to, so for example, we have ProHydrate, which is what you've been taking. So this, yes. ProHydrate is an oral hyaluronic acid and I love it. So I will use it on any of my patients who have mature skin, who are dehydrated, who just can't keep the moisture in their skin, no matter how much hyaluronic acid they put on the outside. So the supplement contains a patented hyaluronic acid, the market leading hyaluronic acid. And it gives you it orally in 150 to 200 milligram dose. Now, the reason that is so exciting is because it's clinically evidenced to improve hydration from the inside out. So you can continue to use all of your hyaluronic acid serums, but you can also do something from the inside out.
So it's a booster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so would you say that if you're using it internally and topically, then you are going to get better results?
100%. 100%. So I am like you, I prioritize nutrition, but I don't believe that any skin cream can replace what what the blood brings to your skin in terms of vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, amino acids, like collagen. You need all of that being brought to the skin through the blood system, and you can also feed your skin topically and nourish and fortify your skin, and together they create amazing synergy. But the skin does have a dual requirement for nutrition and protection, and it's got to be an inside out approach. It has to be, and so I think you're getting it now, aren't you, that this combining is great.
I've always said this. I always look better. The best time in the entire, if you take a whole day, I look better when I've just got out the shower and I've put my makeup on, my skin over the top of my skincare. When I walk out the door to a meeting or work at, I don't know, sort of 9 in the morning, that's when I look my best. After about an hour, I start to look a little bit older. By lunchtime, I, need a top up. And, by the time I get home, I look exhausted. So I suppose it's really that fresh, dewy, hydrated, that hydration is key. Hydration is going to make you look and feel your best. So yeah, if you're saying that is part and parcel, so dual supplement and dual topical is the way to go forward, I totally 100% I'm on it.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you think about it, during the day, your hyaluronic acid serum, it'll be wearing off, and then in the evening you do it again to plump the skin again. So yeah, it's I mean, most of us as the day goes on don't look as great. But I mean, you look amazing. You're looking really, really great. And I think just a few of those key things, I think will be a great investment for you going forward. And then we'll do your treatment as well.
Fantastic.
I promise.
Soon. We'll get out of this sometime. We will get out.
Your bed is waiting for you here. One time in the future when you can actually make it to clinic.
It won't be long. It won't be long. I promise. No. It won't be long.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all your advice. I really appreciate it. I think we all have those sort of questions. And as I said, I've been in the industry for a long time, but I'm always learning something new. And my skin is changing all the time. And you're always going to have questions. And sometimes it's really good to just go back to basics and ask those initial questions. And again, you're absolutely right. And I believe in this now. It's starting off at the beginning, which is your nutrition, your diet. Supplements are, I honestly do believe now that supplements are my priority, and then my topical is after my supplements.
Wow.
Purely because of
Big
how
impact.
I feel, well, how I felt about using the product. So
Yeah, great.
congratulations. Great.
Great. Well, it's lovely to talk to you. I hope everyone else enjoyed our chat, and I will catch up with you very, very soon, okay? Thank you so much.
Bye, my love. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.